And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the CranKy Ducklings, not to DreamHack, not to ESL. We're finally here. We're finally home with World Team League 2022 Winter Code S Round 8 Day 1. I'm, of course, your host, Light VIP, and with me is the one, the only, the beautiful, the magnanimous, the AsherBro.
The Rufus.
The Rufus. Ah.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Good to be back.
I know. Like it's been so long. We've been busy casting, just not on this channel, and we've been confined, we've been constrained, but now we can unleash, Papi. We can unleash.
We can let it all out. We've been holding it in for so long. It's gonna feel good to let it go.
Hashtag no, not November.
November's over, everyone. We're declaring
over.
November over. I don't care what anyone else says. 25th of November, only 25 days in November. It's over.
Only 25 days for us, Papi. Let's go.
It's December, baby.
And everyone watching, we're all going to be a part of it. Oh god. And I also want to give a special shout out to some of the people in the chat as well. Asheri just recently resubbing. Atapia was the first quacker as well. And of course, we're getting predictions ready for our first series of the night, Alpha X versus IG.
Here we go, and we have got quite a match to start off with. It is the hyper-aggressive Terran Coffee going up against the GSL runner-up RagnaroK.
Oh boy, yeah, that beautiful TVZ. Again, RagnaroK has had a decent time, of course. Last week was DreamHack Atlanta, and he, had a decent run himself, I believe, making it to the top 8, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably. He's a Zerg player, so I'll take your word for it.
Whoa! There was one Zerg in the semis! What are you talking about? There was no Zerg in the finals! But yeah, he did well for himself. He did well.
Yeah, as he usually does. But here we go, spawning in the top right-hand corner of the map. It's our Chinese Terran playing for Invictus Gaming, Coffee.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Data C, we have the Alpha X Zerg player from South Korea, RagnaroK.
That's right. The Zerg is here, and it's a powerful Zerg, and it's December. It's time to celebrate.
What are you saying? Oh my god, it's time to just let loose, and we can see here RagnaroK already opening up with a pull first.
Yeah, RagnaroK got the memo going for a very early pull first. I think that's a 14 pull.
Yeah, I think that was a 14 pull as well. So very early here. He hasn't taken any early gases though. Bear that in mind. So imagine he's just going to be sending a couple of links across the map. But again, very unexpected. I'm also a little bit disappointed. There's no drone on the map. There's no proxy hatch.
I guess that's disappointing. He took the base in his base. Unfortunate.
What do you mean?
14 pulls not aggressive enough for you.
Look, it's like if I'm watching Miyamika and he goes like he takes all of his gases and he gets a spire instead of a hydrogen,
Yeah, okay.
It's like
okay.
it's not what you were anticipating, right? Like we wanted one thing and we got something else.
I see what you're saying, but at the same time, RagnaroK probably feeling favored in this matchup, doesn't want to go too crazy with it, doesn't want to accidentally get himself hard counted here, as it does look like these first few links are going to be making their way across the map. They don't quite manage to dodge the SCV, but the SCV is going to notice that's a very early set of links.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Does recognize this, so the Reaper should be staying at home or looking to intercept. There we go. It does turn around and will be at home to defend that natural base. We do have 6 links available here for RagnaroK. And can he force a delay on this CC? Marines are already being rallied. We already have a bunker on the way as well.
Yeah, we're getting that bunker here on the low ground, so a little bit fortunate for Coffee that RagnaroK's not doing any extremely aggressive speedling roach pressure here. So we will get away with this, but at the same time, it looks like RagnaroK only committing to those first 6 links. Going to be droning up from there.
Yeah, interesting choice. I mean, I guess he did force a reaction, and he is forcing Coffee to stay at home, so he's working with very limited information. As you were saying, he doesn't know if there's an early gas or a third base even. Now he moves out with his Reaper, and he's going to recognize the two-base play. Oh, 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 oh.
Oh, looks like the drone is trying to catch the Reaper, so just trying to catch this drone going out for the third. Will be denied up here, does get trapped by the Lings as well, so a lot of scouting denied, and this has to play tricks on your mind. When you see this as a Terran player, the first thing you're thinking is roaches, and yeah, we immediately see transferring a lot of SCVs down to that low ground to help repair the bunker.
Yeah, interesting here, because as you were saying, it's like Coffee's like, oh my god, there's probably roaches coming my way. You know, it's 2-base play, but he was feigning a 3rd base. But at the same time, RagnaroK does go for a roach warren. So, you know, hopefully that's what he's thinking.
Yes, we do see him going for a few extra Hellions here as well, so we'll just be sending out this Hellion for scouting. I really like this. It's a great move when you've lost that Reaper there, just to get that Hellion straight on out there, and he will be able to scout that
Ooh.
third has been taken, but that's a bit of misdirection. If that's all that he scouts, he's not going to be expecting this Roach Warren.
I'm really concerned here because Coffee didn't go for a 3CC 111. If I'm not mistaken, he's going for a 3-Rax follow-up instead. So this will be delaying any kind of tank play. This will be delaying any kind of Banshee or BC or anything to do with these roaches.
Yeah, this is a build that's been going around a little bit lately, and basically it gets you a very fast stim, gets you a fast push, but you're skipping starport units entirely until you get your usual first 2 medevacs. So there's going to be no Banshee, no Liberator, no Viking, or anything like that. It's quite a risky play, and if RagnaroK commits a lot to this aggression, we could see Coffee in a bit of trouble here.
Yeah, I'm getting some deja vu. This is exactly what happened with RagnaroK versus Hero Marine and DreamHack that we were able to cast. So yeah, a little bit of deja vu here as the roaches are pushing out across the map. We'll see how much damage they can get done. We'll see even if they break into the natural, if Coffee is able to preserve his worker count as the roaches have been spotted.
Roaches have been spotted. We see 2 roaches just being split off to deal with these Hellions. The last few just going to help surround there, cut them off. So well, it's going to be an interesting little bit of interesting little moment here. We do have a solid wall at the front here, and we have another bunker going on up, so that will help to defend here if that can get up.
Yeah, exactly, and especially because RagnaroK is droning behind this. We only have a handful of roaches. They do take down the depot, but he's not really pressing any further than here, so Coffee is being given a lot of time.
Yeah, you will be able to get that extra bunker up. It does look like if there's Marines dip too far forward, they'll be taken out, but 1 roach going down already. Interestingly, it's starting the upgrades on the Eva. It's almost dead.
Oh my god.
Just repairs it.
Yeah, exactly.
Better than I do.
I mean, it looked like RagnaroK didn't miss a bit of a volley there, so I was a little bit lucky in that respect, but Coffee, no fear, mate, no fear.
Yeah, absolutely. No fear at all. It was all calculated. It was just a bait.
It was just a bait, Copium. As Coffee, you know, he didn't really take any economic damage. He held onto his natural. He's got his third up and running. Stim is on the way. Like, things aren't looking too bad for him when it comes to him hitting his push that he was working towards.
Yeah, exactly. His timing is well on the way. He hasn't been punished for skipping any Banshees or any Liberators or anything like that. But meanwhile, we see RagnaroK, he's going to be going for that 4th base nice and quick. He's got those Evos coming down. They will be late, but the first 2 medevacs are headed across the map now.
Yeah, and these medevacs, they've got a lot of work to do here. The 3rd base is being thrown down behind this. The creep already at the halfway mark across the map. Coffee, you know, he can either go for the creep, he can go for some workers, he can go for the 4th base. There are a couple of roaches on the way to defend. These are vanilla roaches.
Yeah, roaches do kind of get pulled apart sometimes by drop play. There are going to be more than enough here to defend, but it looks like Coffee actually wants to take this fight. I'm not sure that these are the best trades here.
Yeah, he gets a handful of roaches, but he loses an entire medevac full of Marines. There we go. 9 Marines go down there. Ay. And that really takes a lot of the wind out of the sails of this push.
It does. At the same time, taking out gas units for mineral units, not the worst trade. The only problem that I have here is I feel like the Marines operate better in a critical mass just because they bunch up tighter. So I feel like you want to have more Marines. It's more of an important thing than having a huge amount of roaches.
Definitely. Especially because, like, this is kind of the opener that Coffee has been working towards. 1-1 just now finishes, and we lost the entire... Oh my god, 1 man! No! Second medevac!
Oh, the second medevac goes down, and that is a huge loss. And we can see RagnaroK. He is dwarfing Coffee in the supply now. Roaches, of course, not a supply-efficient unit, but at the same time, this is not the kind of discrepancy you want to see.
Yeah, exactly. You can see the difference here in the supplies, and even though it is inflated, as you were saying, even though it may look bigger than it really is, you know, it's still pretty big.
It is. It's a grower and a show. As we see the first
Ay,
push
ay.
coming on in, and we are going to be seeing the bars going down the bunker. One of the bunkers is going to be going down. It looks like the defensive coffee is solid.
It is looking quite solid here. You know, there's no way for RagnaroK to really penetrate that third base. Not yet. He needs a little bit more time, though, because we got those upgrades on the way. We got one in 5 seconds. We got the infestation bit. We're going to be having a hive as well. RagnaroK is taking full control of the map.
Yeah, the upgrades are here. He is getting them up, and he gets that 1-1 there as he clears out the watchtowers.
Are you okay? Oh god. It's about what isn't being said. That's what this is all about. As we do see, at least Coffee is getting fully saturated on these 3 bases, but he's having a really hard time getting out here, getting any kind of presence. He does have a couple of drops, don't get me wrong. We do have a drop headed out. But yeah, I don't know what Coffee what he can do in this situation.
Yeah, I do like that he's pinning these units back to the watchtower just to keep that safe, to keep that protected. But at the same time, it doesn't mean RagnaroK's seeing absolutely everything that he's trying to do. And RagnaroK's going to be more than prepared. But at the same time, we see Coffee, he's actually going for a Ghost Academy very early. This is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, we all know that Ghost copy pasta, right? Like, it's kind of all you need in the late game. But at the same time, we're not in the late game. Like, I don't know how useful ghosts really are against Ling Bane Roach Ravager right now. We do see Cloak on the way. Coffee is now taking his 4th, but that should be the trigger here for RagnaroK. Now, this is going to be his kind of point of contention.
Yeah, he does have a target here. So he will be dipping on over, trying to test the defenses of Coffee here and there. The creep spread is insane. Already battering down that door at the 3rd, and we can see Coffee doing his best just to push that back.
Oh, yeah, exactly. At least he is keeping this army busy here at the triangular 3rd. Meanwhile, we have the hive finishing up. We see a hydrogen on the way, I imagine, just transitioning to lurkers, question mark. Not entirely sure. We have vipers on the way as well. Decent trades here, catching some of these morphing banelings, but he also doesn't want to overstay his welcome on creep.
Yeah, nice spread here by Coffee. He's going to be able to put some pressure on RagnaroK and does finally achieve his goal of pushing this creep back away from his base. So that is going to give him a little bit more breathing room, but he's got a lot of work ahead of him.
Yeah, he really does. I'm impressed though that Coffee has been able to make up so much in the supplies here. Oh, meanwhile, we do have the banelings pushing on forward. And Biles do take down one of those tanks. But the ghosts are coming.
Yeah, some nice trades for Coffee there, just standing his ground, gunning down those banelings that were a little bit too far ahead there, but at the same time, RagnaroK, he can afford to lose them. He's trying to improve his army here, getting into the banelings, getting into that adrenal for the lings as well. Just trying to make his army as good as possible while it's on this short-term mid-game army as he transitions.
Yeah, I worry that he is giving Coffee maybe too much breathing room here. I did think that at the time when RagnaroK was maxed out, he was going to try and deny that 4th, but Coffee is getting it up and running. He's closed up with the supplies. He's got 3-3 on the way. There's going to be a timing here where he will have an upgrade advantage. 5th CC is being thrown down, or it's actually being taken on location as well. So Coffee, he's kind of, he's coming back.
Yeah, Coffee is playing for the Giga late game here, but we see an attack right away. It looks like RagnaroK not going to let him get there.
Oh my god, the Baileys, they roll on forward. They do connect here with the majority of the Marines, and in one fell swoop, the Vipers, the Blinding Clouds, it was just too much.
Yeah, that Blinding Cloud's just messing with the AI of the Marines, causing them to run forward into the Banelings, and everything is going down here. These last few tanks are going to be no match for the Roach Ravager force.
Oh, exactly. The Ghost even being targeted down. There are no tanks to cover. Meanwhile, the NG base, we thought they were dead at the start of the game. Finally, they go down, denying 3-3.
Yeah, finally it finishes what he started there. He's just going to split off a few more units to take out that last eBay, taking out a few of the ghosts as well. Coffee doing his best to hold on here, but it seems rather futile with what RagnaroK has left over.
Yeah, exactly. We did see the supplies were quite close, but there were only a handful of tanks scattered around. There were mainly Marines, and Coffee just wasn't in position at his 3rd base for that big engagement, and things just really went south real quick.
You see Coffee down in the camera, not rolling his eyes, but rolling his entire head there. So a little bit of frustration there.
Smurge, Poppy, Smurge.
Yeah.
We're seeing Coffee smurge in real time a little bit here, but he doesn't want to go down without a fight. Bearing in mind that this is a best of 2, not a best of 1, so he still has another game ahead of him. So if he needs a little bit of time to kind of, clear his mind and process this loss, take the time you need while you can.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he was pro late game. He was planning to turtle down really hard, so I can see why he might want to stay in just a little bit longer, but there is just nothing that's going to clear out these Banelings. These are not good trades for RagnaroK, but he does not care.
Doesn't care at all. GG gets called, and RagnaroK will take the first game.
There we go, RagnaroK. Cool, calm, collected, everything going according to plan.
Oh, yeah, exactly. You know, he wasn't under too much stress. The openers were very interesting, and even though RagnaroK didn't deal a lot of damage with his first, like, roach push, he did at least, you know, keep Coffee busy. He forced a reaction. He forced a response as well. And I guess everything did kind of start to turn south when Coffee did lose 2 full medevacs of Marines there at the start of the game.
Yeah, I mean, props to RagnaroK as well. He's very patient. Data C is a map that is very favorable for the defender with all the high grounds, and maybe the only way that he loses that game is if he just charges up the high ground into 5 tanks, loses every roach, and Coffee just moves across the map with a counter attack and kills him.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of respect there to how RagnaroK was handling himself. But now it's time for game number 2, and Coffee has chosen Waterfall.
Yeah, there we go. So Coffee, strange decision to choose the serve map.
Oh my god, what are you saying right now, Asher?
Well, he is choosing the small map here, so I'm gonna assume that he's got a 2-base all-in or something of the kind prepared. This is a map that it can get a little bit difficult for the Terran towards the mid-game, but because it's so small that early game, your tank pushes can be very, very powerful, especially if you set up along the low ground of that third.
Definitely. And as we get ready for game number 2, as we get ready for the potential 2-base play at Coffee, I want to give a massive shout out to Babylings in the chat for the raid of 95. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you so much for the support. For the people tuning in, this is World Team League. We are in our first series of the day. The CranKy Ducklings and an Australian Zerg player, or many players from the Ducklings, will be playing later on this evening.
Yeah, we do have some exciting games coming on up. Rufus is excited. I'm excited.
Oh my god, gotta love Rufus. It's great to see Rufus again. It's beautiful. Oh my god, you made your bed as well.
Yeah. And spawning in the top right hand corner of Waterfall here, we do have Coffee, the Terran, in the blue.
In the bottom left hand corner representing Alpha X, we have RagnaroK. It's a good thing. Like, there's a reason why I have a fake green screen on. I just haven't seen it done before.
You're like, I like when you have it made for me.
Oh my god. I appreciate the gesture, you know, it's nice. I appreciate the little things, Asher, okay? Don't think I don't.
Yeah. I don't even know where to go from here. As we do see RagnaroK going for the pull first, going for an early gas as well, so might have a little bit of speedling pressure in store for this game. I do like this for the small map. You don't really want the Terran to get to do what they want to do, especially if they have a 2-base all-in planned. If you can get them on the back foot from the start, stop them from landing and mining from that natural, it does screw up all the timings.
Yeah, and I just love that, like, he's mixing this in as well, because obviously we're going to have some lings moving out across the map, and if Coffee isn't too careful, then he may just assume that it is going to be a very similar build to last game, where there was no early gas, where there was no early aggression, at least until that Roach Warren later on. So Coffee has to be a little bit careful here, as the lings are going to be on the way, ling speed as well.
Yeah, very early link speed. It's possible that RagnaroK noted that Coffee went for a low ground bunker that last game, and if he shows him something similar or the same thing once again, if Coffee goes for that low ground bunker again and he has a roach speedling all in planned, it's going to be tough for him to hold.
Yeah, it really will be. So Coffee has to be very careful here. For the time being, is going to be keeping his Reaper at home. Later on, he will be moving out across the map to try and get eyes on what is happening. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, RagnaroK did pull out of gas, so I don't see a Roach Warren on the horizon here. But we'll see when he stops his Ling production, because he's got 4 more behind this.
Yeah, he does have plenty of lings on the way. He has worked out where the Reaper is, so that will help him to avoid it with the next few lings.
Ooh.
We see him taking his third here, but he has not stopped ling production at all. And we do have that low ground bunker once again.
Yeah, let's go, Bobby. He hasn't stopped link production. He hasn't started drone production either, as he has stopped at 18 workers. Okay, there we go. We got 4 more on the way. Just a handful of links to start things off, and we'll see if he catches this Reaper off guard, as he does confirm the timing of the third base.
Yeah, there we go. The Reaper going to be dipping on in to the main. Does grenade away this queen. He's going to be able to check the gas. Sees that the ling speed is almost done. If he hangs around, he'll see that it is done. Doesn't quite get that scout.
Yeah, it doesn't get it in the end. Meanwhile, the Lynx have been able to avoid this Reaper. They go straight in towards the main, but the wall is a wall. We have a Hellion as well. So far, these Lynx haven't done anything.
Yeah, this is very curious. I'm not really sure what the Lynx were supposed to do. If they were supposed to get into the main or something like that. Maybe catching some Hellions that came out. It could be possible that the timing was just a little bit off there from either player. But it looks like those Lynx are really not going to get much done.
Exactly. Now Ragnar is in a bit of a rough position here. He delayed his own worker production for these Lynx. He delayed his own worker production for the earlier gas as well. It just really hasn't paid off for himself. And I agree. Like, it was weird that he made a beeline for the wall, just like thinking that maybe Coffee wouldn't be good enough for the wall to be a wall. I
think what happened is he went in on the timing for reactor Hellions, but these were actually made one at a time, so the timing's a little bit different. I'm pretty sure that's what happened, but we do see Coffee actually going to be going for the same build once again with these early 2 Raxes, and does look like that third CC is going to be on the way as well, so favoring this build yet again.
Yeah, and I do appreciate this a lot more in game number 2, especially because we don't have any early Roach Warrens. You know, he's going to have to do with Ling Bane instead, and he might find a little bit more success here as the Hellions dip on in, confirming the drone count at the third, maybe even the lack of drones as RagnaroK is trying to catch up.
Yeah, this opening is looking a lot better for Coffee. RagnaroK's ling pressure at the start there really didn't achieve what it needed to, and he has got a hefty supply block now that's going to be even worse if he loses this Overlord.
Yeah, 7 Overlords on the 8. Oh my god, 8 Overlords on the way.
Are those Overlords rallied to the middle of the main of the enemy?
I'm getting some PTSD flashbacks, Papi. Not like this. He also went for the link right by that did no damage, Papi.
True.
True. Oh my god.
On his account, so why isn't RagnaroK casting with me?
To have the drones on the way. RagnaroK does have a little bit of time. He did get a full scan of the main base. He's fully aware of the build that Coffee is going for, so he has a little bit of time to prepare here. I do appreciate the lair. We have our Evo chambers as well, but this should hit before bailing speed.
Yeah, and it does look like Coffee is going to be getting that 4th and 5th Arax getting on up. These Queens going at a bit of a weird angle trying to intercept these Hellions, and they will be able to push them back here as RagnaroK starts to cover the map in creep.
Yeah, the Queens have to be careful not to wander too far. There we go. They do turn around here onto creep. The creep being spread not in a bad direction either. 4th base on the way for RagnaroK. There is that 1-1. But soon we should be seeing the first 2 medevacs coming out from Coffee, and then we'll see what he can get done as RagnaroK going for a ling run by.
Yeah, he's going to be poking in at that third. Sees that the Hellions are out of position. This is going to get a lot of damage here. Does it take out this depot builder? Is going to delay everything over at this third. And actually catching the Hellions as well. What a fantastic move.
Oh, exactly. Gets some SCVs. Gets every single Hellion as well. The map control is now gone. I has to be careful to every extent, but baits out a stim.
Yeah, beautiful stuff. Almost prophetic move by RagnaroK catching out those Hellions there, as we do see Coffee is not going to be comfortable to move out on the map anymore, and looks like RagnaroK, he is done droning. This is such a great way to play on this map, just going very low drone count, somewhere between 60, 66, and just pumping Ling Bane, taking full control of the map, making sure that your creep spread gets up unhindered.
Yeah, we'll see if Coffee can have a little bit of better success here defending his 3rd base as he is moving out with his double drop. Going to be hitting that 4th base as well. A lot of the army of RagnaroK is now out of position, getting ready for a counterattack. We'll see what he has at home to defend. Oh, a lot of Ling Bane.
Yeah, plenty of Ling Bane here, plenty of Ling Bane on the other side for the counterattack as well. We do see that Bane speed is a little ways off, so yeah, Coffee going to be able to dance back and forth with some nice micro and pick out these Banes.
Yeah, exactly. Can he get the Queen as well? Can he get some of these workers? We shall see. RagnaroK buying a little bit of time here for that bailing speed. In the end, forces the pickup.
beautiful little shift queue on those banelings there, actually taking out a lot of them. These are good value trades here for Coffee, but he's going to have to be very careful that he doesn't get wrong-sided by this run-by force here.
Oh, but you know what? Everything gets forced back home. That run-by is no longer a threat. Coffee has held on to his third base. 2-2 is on the way as well. Bailing speed is going to finish up in a couple of seconds, so Coffee has to be careful not to be caught out.
And Coffee is good at clicking on bans.
Oh, yeah. Mate, he has not forgotten his Coffee for the day. Is already trading so well. Finally, we'll lose a couple of these Marines, but that was only 2 Marines in total. And now, mate, the rest of the push is getting ready. We got our tanks, mate. We got more Marines. Man with gun.
Yeah, Coffee throwing down those extra racks as he's got his 2-2 on the way, and it looks like he is going to be looking to get very aggressive on this map in the near future. But RagnaroK, he hasn't really been stopped to get the creep spread, and very important on this map for the Zerg that they get that creep through the center, and he's been able to do that.
Yeah, for the most part, he is at that halfway point. Meanwhile, the Bailings are pulled away. They do head towards that mineral line. The boys are pulled prematurely, though. Coffee is going to be able to defend, but he is forced to bring back his drop. His push.
Yeah, we are going to see those Banes just dipping on out of there.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say what I was thinking. We have another force over here. We have the beautiful bunny tank of pickup, but it is going to be denied by the second force of RagnaroK. He is venturing a little bit far off creep here.
What were you going to say?
I mean, I've already forgotten, to be honest.
Okay.
You know when you have something in your head and you just can't get rid of it? You're like, I can't say this, but I can't stop thinking about it.
Well, in the end, you know, Coffee does hold on. He was able to pull out in time and save the majority of his workers in the end. 4th base should be on the horizon soon. Bailey's are coming in, though.
Yeah, those Bailey's going to be taking out that bunker once again, but not the best trades here for RagnaroK, and both players in a pretty all-in position, so they kind of cancel each other out. It's just going to be who flinches first, who decides to go out on the map, as Coffee was going for an 8 racks 3 base all-in. He's going to be transitioning now with that 4th base, and RagnaroK still only on 75 drones, just going for a mass Ling Bane play. Both players with the same kind of ideas, but canceling each other out here.
Man, I can feel the frustrations of Coffee. For like the past 30 days, he's been really wanting to just push out across the map, but he just can't. He just can't do it. I don't know what it is that's keeping him back, you know, whether it's his morality or, you know, maybe he doesn't want...
I think he's just very stoic. He's just decided that he's just gonna keep it in. But
he's gonna.
The 24 days of November have ended, so it's time for him to go.
It's time to go, puppy. But at the same time, RagnaroK is coming first.
Coffee very gracious. Lets RagnaroK go first, as we are going to be seeing a lot of those SUVs as the third go down. These Bailings getting full connections here.
He does explode all over these SUVs. 28 workers going down, and Coffee doesn't commit. He pulls back, mate. He pulls out, and RagnaroK did lose a hatchery, but his workers survived.
There we go. So it does seem like the person who goes second is the one who wins in the end.
Is that how it works?
I mean, you both win. It's a happy moment.
As long as, as long as both people arrive, everyone's happy.
Exactly.
I don't think Coffee's very happy, though. I don't know.
He's just happy to be a part of this. It does look like a lot of those SUVs did go down at the third, and RagnaroK, he is absolutely swarming. Oh, the pickup was late, and he's going to be losing a lot of those Marines.
Oh, yeah, the Marines, they go down. RagnaroK was able to re-rally the rest of his drones. Now, look at the sheer amount of Ling Bane coming in towards the third base. There's just nothing to stop him. He has a handful of Marines. He has a couple of tanks in position, but it's not enough.
Yeah, these tanks just a little bit late to siege. Aren't going to be able to get that focus fire on those Banelings. There are barely any left, but there's just too many Lings, and RagnaroK, he has the overwhelming power, and he gets the first win on the board there for Alpha X.
There you go. GG, well played. Gets a solid 2-0 victory here at the start of this Team League match. Coffee didn't go down without a fight, but as we saw, there was like a weird couple minute period there where like both players were close to maxing out, and Coffee really wanted to push on the left hand side, but RagnaroK was also threading the third as well on the right hand side, and they were both just posturing, and no one could really commit until the very end, where things just didn't go quite well there for Coffee.
Yeah, RagnaroK was the first to release and did get the best connections, and does take the 2-0 there for AlphaX. So now we're going to be seeing a PvP as this next matchup, and it's going to be on MacSed to get IG back in the game.
Yeah, here we go. And again, in a PvP, anything is possible here. MacSed, even though, again, we do have a couple of players here that are clear favorites. You know, RagnaroK, he is the GSL finalist, for example, and Zoun has done very well for himself in his own right this year. But again, PvP, you know, MacSed, I'm sure he's coming in very prepared, very ready for the Protoss, for the P.
He's been thinking about that P for a while now. He's been thinking about all the ways he can take down Zoun, and we know that Zoun, especially in PvP, he's one that he favors disruptors a lot. He really likes to, you know, sit out in the middle of the map with disruptors, catch your stalkers unawares, go for that massive blink stalker disruptor style that we do see a lot of Protoss actually favor in the PvP these days.
Yeah, blink stalkers, disruptors, you know, mix in some DTs, throw in some crazy proxy builds as well. I do think that we've talked about this before. Like, MacSed isn't really a cheesy player. He's not really the kind of player to throw in a proxy, but in a team league format like this, when you know that you're not necessarily the favorite, you know, maybe he's willing to break out of his own norm and just kind of venture out there into the unknown.
Yeah, I mean, we do often see preparation builds here, and I do think PvP is definitely a matchup where you have a lot of opportunity for that. He's also had a lot of opportunity to scout out Zoun. I mean, Zoun's been playing in quite a lot recently, been playing both in this World Team League, also making a bit of a showing at DreamHack, and I believe he did actually play quite a lot of PvPs in DreamHack as well.
Oh yeah, and you know that does show that Zoun is of course in form and ready for this matchup, but it also means that MacSed has a lot of, you know, maybe information to work off of, has a lot of kind of resources to study his opponent as well for this PvP. We'll see if he's done his homework here, because Zoun, he can be a very stylistic player, I guess, but in this matchup, I don't know how much really you can read into it.
Yeah, there we go. So it looks like they are going to be giving MacSed the nod for the defense, the big D for defense.
Yeah, boy, he does have that 8 in D, but you know what? So does Zoun.
Offense and micro. Interesting. I don't even... Yeah, I can see that. I was trying to remember Zoun games.
Yeah, like he can be a pretty aggressive player. You know, I'll give him that. I don't know if he's known for his micro necessarily, but you know, maybe they've seen something that we haven't.
Yeah, maybe so. As we are going to be having Moondance first up, so we are going to be taking it down to the club for old mate Paddy Mac.
Yeah, I have heard some stories about Atlanta, but
really,
regarding one Patrick McDemus, Patrick Macklemore, and his endeavors in the club. But we don't have to talk about him right now, because we are here on Moondance. In the top left, IG MacSed.
Oh, she would there. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner here on Moondance, we do have AlphaX's Zoun. Is he going to do a tell-all stream soon?
Is there going to be a counter drama stream that reveals Paddy Mac's night out? Oh,
if he has a story time stream, I will stop working to watch it. I'll completely stop anything I'm doing.
It will be amazing, puppy. Speaking of being amazing, Mac said we were talking about him preparing the D.
Oh no!
But nah. Really, Zoun has to prepare the D as the Forge is on the way.
Oh dear, this is so unlucky for MacSed, because Zoun, he's gone for a very early scout here. He went for a pylon scout, I believe, or maybe even earlier than that. So he's seen this Forge immediately. He knows exactly what's coming. He's been able to zone out these probes with his own probes, and
yeah.
This looks dead on arrival.
This is over before it started. The first probe goes down. The second probe has less than half HP already. MacSed has to transition. There is just no way he can pull this off.
Oh my goodness, he hasn't even thrown down a pylon. This is the hardest I've ever seen a cannon rush shut down.
There we go. MacSed just now throws down a gateway. He was banking so many minerals here, maybe hoping that he could pull something off with this probe. But even the transition is late.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way to sugarcoat it. He's dead.
Yeah.
This is a terrible spot to be in.
It's oh no. That's the probe does.
Oh boy.
There's the shake on the head as well. Like, two probes going down for free. Zoun gets a full scout of the main base as well, recognizes how late the gateway is for MacSed, and Zoun, he can just apply that pressure, and Max is just gonna have a hard time doing anything.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, we've got this cannon coming up. We have a Zealot here already. The Zealot's going to be able to put some pressure on the cannon. Decides to avoid the cannon altogether. Just going to be taking out probes here. And looks like Max said he knows how important this gas mining is. But does he even have a cyber core on the way?
No. It just now started.
Yeah, I mean,
for
that's
MacSed anyway.
From where it could be, yeah.
Yeah, it really is. And I love that the Zealot didn't waste its time on that cannon as well, because any kind of lost mining time right now is just it's just so detrimental here for MacSed. Zero gas mining there on one of his geysers. He's trying his hardest here to try and deal with this. He does make his own Zealot in the end. Zoun can just expand from this position and just get further ahead as an Adept gets in.
Yeah, the Depth Shade's on in. He's going to be taking a couple of shots from the cannon. The probes are going to be surrounding, but the Zealot comes around to help out and unlocks the probe there. That was very cool.
Wow, the Adept even takes down the Zealot as well, and now it has free reign of the main base. More of these probes are going down. We still have that one probe from down as well. That's a GG.
Probe even takes out another probe, and oh man, that was painful to watch. I'm not gonna lie, that was rough.
Oh my god. I mean, shout out to MacSed for coming in with a plan. You know, you love to see it, but Zoun just bopped him.
Yeah, we were talking about plans, we were talking about snipe builds, but looks like Zoun, he had that in mind as well. He went for that very early scout, didn't want to be caught out by anything, feeling like the stronger player there, and he was not caught out by anything. Not even a single probe going, a single pylon going down.
Yeah, not even a single pylon going down. You know, the way that it started as well, he had lost so much HP on that one probe. It was it's something that hopefully the mindset of MacSed is going to be enough here to shake that off, because that was a real quick game number one. He is going to immediately get into game number two, going to be on Waterfall here, and hopefully this doesn't shake him up too much getting into that second game.
Yeah, so Waterfall being picked out by MacSed as a second map, I have to think he's got some aggression in mind here.
I have to as well, but like, considering how diligently Zoun is scouting and how prepared he was, like, I don't know. I'm worried here for MacSed that this may just be a little bit too obvious. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, we did talk about it before, MacSed being a bit more of a safe player. It's possible that he would prefer to be the defender and wants to bait Zoun in with more of like a small aggressive map. I suppose that's possible as well, but yeah, I don't know. That was rough. That was very rough. And now AlphaX is on match point for this series.
They are. And here we go in the bottom left-hand corner, representing Invictus Gaming, we have MacSed.
And in the top right-hand corner for AlphaX, this is Zoun.
Oh boy, and already Zoun is going to be just moving out a little bit with that probe, just scouting, making sure that nothing crazy is going on. We can see that both players are setting up for these gateway expands, so far, nothing too out of the norm.
Yeah, both players popping those gateways down on the low ground. Zoun going to be going for that early scout once again. See the little shoulder bump. None of these probes want any trouble.
Is MacSed surrounded by curtains?
Yes.
Like, there was something about his room that was really throwing me off as I was casting the last game, and I was like, is he like in a cupboard? Like, what's happening right now?
He's in a carpet store or a rug store. Rugs.
Yeah, like, does he have like room dividers and just have curtains on all of them around him, or like?
The kind of weird, random, intrusive thoughts I'm having now is they kind of look like Is it stalactites? Are they the ones that go down?
Stalactites? What?
Stalagmite? Stalactite? You know, the icicles are like hanging down. It kind of looks like he's in like an ice cavern with like all these things hanging down. Or he looks like he's in like a car wash. You know, a car wash with like the big brushes on either side. It's kind of in a human car wash, but it's like rugs.
I would love a human.
They're just gonna close on him and rub him.
I would love a human car wash. That sounds amazing.
Like a shower?
Not like a shower, but the walls are like these like soft brushes that like come at you. You know? Like Indiana Jones. You know how you have the wall with the spikes coming in from both ends, but they're soft brushes instead, and they roll on you like a car wash.
That's interesting. Are you stressed out, Lyle? Massage, is that what you're trying to say?
Oh god, look, I just see the future of shower technology. Okay, that's all I see.
There we go. So next time you're on a holiday to Japan, you will know who invented that crazy shower that you walk into.
Why does it have to be Japan?
I don't know. They have all that cutting edge sort of stuff in the hotels, don't they?
It's true. It's true. They do. It's the step up from the bidet. That's what it is.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm thinking of. Yeah. It just sprays water on your whole body.
Exactly. Yeah. It's beautiful. It makes sense.
As we do see Zoun just going to be tracking it down, this adept with a stalker, really nice stalker movement there, is able to kind of send it one way and catch it on the other side. And this is getting absolutely nothing done for MacSed. Doesn't even get the scout.
Yeah, I mean, like, the openers went pretty unhindered. You know, both players were able to expand. There weren't really too many delays either, so their work accounts are quite similar to each other. But outside of that, MacSed is playing in the dark. The adept does get taken out in the end, and we do see a little bit of a difference here. We do see that MacSed is committed going into Blink. Zoun gonna be a little bit one step behind the timing on that Blink.
Yeah, both players just kind of letting each other do what they want. It looks like they're both comfortable kind of getting this low ground start, getting up comfortably. Neither of them wants to all in to try to break that. Zoun is going to have his gateways finished a little bit earlier, but with him just warping in sentries, it looks like he's more than happy to be the defender in this position.
Yeah, like, along the lines of what you're saying, I'm a little bit surprised that no one decided to follow up with, like, a Stargate opener or anything like that to be aggressive with Oracles or any kind of early Robo to be in their face. Like, both players are very defensive, and it makes a lot of sense from Zoun, and I guess MacSed is just, you know, falling back on his comfort zone a little bit, you know, what we expect to see from MacSed.
Yeah, being very honorable, just getting those upgrades up. They're holding themselves back. They think it's still November.
They weren't watching Coffee versus RagnaroK. They don't know, Buffy. They don't know.
Maybe it's for the best that they don't know, as we do see MacSed throwing down that third. Zoun throwing down that third a little bit earlier as well, so both players just going to be looking to comfortably macro on up. We do have a few sentries there, so they can keep sending out those hallucination scouts.
Yeah, they're just trying to keep tabs on each other. We see the third base on the way for both players. Zoun slightly ahead of his opponent in that respect. I guess the biggest kind of diversion point between our two players is that Zoun did go for a much faster forge, so he's going to have... Sorry, MacSed went for a much faster forge, so he's going to be the one going for that faster +1 timing. We'll see if he can make use of that timing.
Yeah, I like this. That's another way that you can kind of cut corners if you feel like you're the weaker player, is to just go a little bit more greedily into the upgrades, get your robo a bit later, stuff like that. Hope that the stronger player is going to be looking to sit back and be defensive, and by taking advantage of that assumption, you can be a little bit greedy.
Exactly, and we'll see if that greed is going to pay off. Already one Stalker going down from MacSed, but only a single Stalker, as Zoun does deflect and defend his third base. We have Charge on the way behind this. +1 is about to finish up, and we can either try and make use of +1, or maybe MacSed could go straight into +2 from here to try and hit a bit of a later timing.
Oh, wouldn't that be exciting? Sit back and get +2.
He's crazy, Bob. He's crazy. He's gonna get +2.
He's gonna continue to macro.
Yeah, look at him go.
Zoun he's heard our calls. He's heard our calls for action. We want that gladiatory blood.
Yes. We want that P on P action, mate. And here we go. We have that gateway explosion coming out from Zoun. Likewise, MacSed has his own warp gate on the way alongside his gateway explosion, so things are about to be popping off. Zoun taking up in the midst of all this, going for a bay. MacSed doesn't care about his bay.
MacSed he wants to go solo. He's got renewed confidence from the length of this November. He says, I don't need no Bay. Like, I've shown it to myself. I don't need Bay. I don't need anyone.
I'm strong,
I'm independent.
I can live without my Bay. Let's go. Oh, good. I'm in awe right now. As MacSed is going to get ready to push out here again, +2, more than halfway done. Zoun pushing out as well. The Stalker's about to collide here. Disruptor production has started though, so MacSed is on a bit of a timer.
Yeah, do you see Zoun going for that second robo? Does like things in pairs, as we do see that fourth Nexus going down. We see a little bit of harass being set up for MacSed, so maybe just going to look to send that in once there's a bit of action on the map, but both players just not really wanting to make the first move here.
Yeah, and I really worry because now I feel like MacSed is falling a little bit further and further behind here. Like, Zoun's army is just getting much more sophisticated. As independent as you can be, Bays have their place in a PvP. As we have double disruptor production already here for Zoun, and MacSed, maybe he was holding back a little bit for that +2 timings that just now finishes.
Yeah, we just see a few more Zealots being started up. We see that little drop of the Warp Prism, so the Zealots are going to be heading around. So looks like MacSed, he is looking for an opening, but I'm a bit worried he's just going to be charging head first into the Disruptors of Zouners. Oh, beautiful snipes. Wow, snipes every single Disruptor. That was so well done.
Oh my god, every single Disruptor goes down. I don't need no bait. Oh no! As we do have another Disruptor going off there from the natural base, does collide with the majority of those Zealots, and Zoun is just kiting back to the safety of these shield batteries.
Mate, he dodges it once again. MacSed has no fear in his body whatsoever, but looks like the Zealots actually breaking on through. That was absolutely nuts by MacSed. I can't believe he just went for that.
It was insane, Puppy, but he is running out of steam. The defender's advantage was just a little bit too good here. Zoun does defend, and now MacSed has missed his timing. Another Nova gonna go off! Oh my god.
Oh, really nice blink there, just at that last minute there, but it does look like Zoun gonna be able to take out the Warp Prism, so it's gonna spell an end to the reinforcements.
Yeah, exactly. It does spell an end here. We do have, MacSed throwing down a Dark Shrine. Another way to come back in this game. We have the Prism being remade immediately, but MacSed is still only on these 3 bases. He's being overtaken in that worker count.
Yeah, we do see there are a lot more Stalkers here for Zoun, and as much as that was very impressive by MacSed taking all of those Disruptors out, he's still on 3 base to the 4 base of Zoun.
Oh, he really is. And we do see MacSed trying to go for a bit of a backstab here. He, God damn it, Asher. I was wondering, because I could hear you censoring yourself. I could hear you. I could hear the silence. It was so loud.
Deafening. As we do see that +2 finishing on up for Zoun, and he will be pumping out those balls 2 at a time. And we do see the DT Shrine coming on up for MacSed. He is desperate to get something done, as we do see Zoun's economy getting out of control, and the supply is now reflecting that.
Yeah, exactly. At the same time, MacSed goes for a bit of a backstab. He comes in from behind with all these Zealots. We do see the Blink forward to take down that Prism. At the same time, the balls come out, and this time, MacSed was too late.
Yeah, you can only dodge so many Novas, and now Zoun is zoning him out his own base here.
Yeah, exactly. Zoun has to be careful not to disrupt himself, as he almost did there one moment. Does force a recall even, so Zoun is forced back. MacSed once again does hold on, but he is giga all in right now. He's been stuck on 3 bases for the past couple of minutes. I don't think he's really set up to expand again.
Yeah, the Prism was taken out, and these Zealots, they are just kind of derping over there. And we do see a nice blink comes out from MacSed, but yeah, that's just not enough. And his supply is in the gutter right now.
It really is. At the same time, we see a bit of a DT run by here, but there is a cannon, there's a shield battery, and I imagine an overcharge as well to keep that cannon alive. Zoun doesn't want to turn around. He wants to commit to this engagement. It looks like the DTs were forced back. They are going to be able to deny that 5th base. But mate, that's a 5th when MacSed is still only on 3.
Yeah, exactly, and it's just a matter of time before one of these Novas really hits big.
Yeah, I mean, we've already seen it before. We are ready to see it again. Here's the Disruptors. They move on forward. They do zone away MacSed in towards his third as Zoun pushes into the natural.
Yeah, Blink has been used. We are seeing these Novas jumping on forward. The DTs are going to be able to get on top of them, so a few going to be going down, but Zoun is doing a very effective job of just kind of shielding them and protecting them. Another one goes down, and we do have that Blink going out. He's been very on point with the Blinks, but he just doesn't have enough. MacSed goes down to Zoun.
GG. Zoun does take the 2-0 here in the end. You can see very expressive, very happy or sad with his win, with his victory. As so far, Alpha X is not going down here 4-0. They will be winning this Team League match, but we still will have our final series.
Yeah, so Astrea, it's going to be on him to see if Alpha X can get through this without dropping a map. Of course, when it does come to this Team League, these map scores, they do matter a lot. When you're fighting it out for that 7th place, when you're fighting out for relegation, these are the things that's going to divide the closest teams. So it's important for Alpha X to try to pip those last few spots with a little bit of a victory here, 6-0.
Oh, exactly. And Astrea is looking to make that 6-0 a reality here. We saw Astrea becoming the highest performing North American player in DreamHack Atlanta. He made it to the top 8, equal to some of the other Europeans and Koreans there. So he is in tip-top form right now. He is on fire. Can the Philosopher take him down?
Yeah, XY going to be coming into this one with the mindset of the strong. He doesn't know about November. He's strong all year round. He is stoic. He's like a monk.
He knows not what temptation is, Papi. That has been erased from his mind, from his body. He is powerful. Oh my god. I don't know how he can be contained, but he is. It's crazy.
Power is just, it's incredible.
He's just...
He wants to get out. But we do have, the TVP matchup. It is one where XY does have the opportunity to go for a few little sneaky builds, especially if you can get a map like Moondance or Waterfall with a short rush distance. We have seen him time and time again going for these tank drops, going for these aggressive 1 or kind of like 1.5 base pushes.
Yeah, that's the thing, especially within a TVP, depending on the maps, XY, he has a lot of options available to him for 1 base play, for 2 base play, for proxies, for, almost anything, I'm sure he has a lot of respect to Dolan and does peruse his YouTube channel from time to time. I want to believe. As XY is going to be getting ready for his opponent. And in my mind, XY, mate, just, all year around, this man is always on edge. It's
He's always tiptoeing that edge. He likes to feel alive,
Yeah.
I was thinking, what if we gave Dolan a no cheese November?
Oh my god. Why would you want that?
I don't know. Why would you want the other one? 10 in mindset.
Let's go. The 10 in mindset.
So cool.
The 5 in micro.
I want to be like XY when I grow up.
Yes, he has the mindset of the king, but out here is Maximus Angel himself. Max Angel, arguably the best player in all of North America right now. That is definitely a title up for contention, a title that Astrea is vying for.
Yeah, I mean, like you're referring to this past DreamHack, in that top 8, we had 6 Koreans, 1 North American representative, and Cyril.
Yep.
And Australia was that North American representative, so that's a hell of a run, especially with the format of DreamHack.
Exactly. It's a brutal format. There's so many games. It's a bit of a marathon over the course of 3 days, and Astrea, he went toe-to-toe with the best of the best in the entire world, and now he is here not even a week later in World Team League. XY unfortunately wasn't a part of DreamHack Atlanta, but maybe they were saved from XY. XY and his brain, his mentality, his His restraint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His restraint, yeah.
His restraint is unparalleled. So I don't know if Astrea is ready for this.
He has a 10 in self-control. That's for sure.
He is. You look up self-control in the dictionary. You see a picture of XY, mate. That's what you see. It's crazy.
He's just staring at you. It's like, what? Why did you even ask?
Oh my god. So personally, I cannot wait. We are getting into a larger map here, Cosmic Sapphire, but we have seen in the past, despite larger maps, that won't stop a player from being aggressive.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised to maybe see a proxy here. There are some pretty cheeky spots you can put proxies on Cosmic Sapphire. There's kind of like a little M-shaped thing. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. Kind of towards the left of the map, outside the third, there's a little nook that you can put 2 Raxes in. And the whole back side of it is protected, so it doesn't really matter if it gets scattered.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
That's why.
That's what I want.
Hashtag Terran pool. There are plenty of different places on this map that you can take advantage of here, but we'll see what XY has planned for us once we do get into this game. We shall see. So you're predicting proxy 2 racks or 3 racks?
I would like to see it. I don't think it's good. I don't think he's going to do it, but maybe XY's on his No Cheese November and is going to play out a macro game on the big map.
Yeah. You know, what's the unexpected thing to do? To do the expected thing, you know, to play macro, to play normal. We'll see as we have loaded on in, and in the bottom right hand corner, representing Invictus Gaming, it's XY.
And spawning in the top left hand corner of the map, this is Alpha X's Astrea.
And the SCV, it's at home.
Ooh. We already see that SCV at home. We could still see a proxy factory, I believe.
Yeah, or even later down the line, maybe even a proxy starport as well. We shall see. As Astrea is going to be moving out across the map with his probe scout. Oh my god, did XY get a perm? What is? Am I crazy?
No, it's just kind of like a mop.
Yeah. Oh my god, he needs to update his player.
Astrea's moving. I thought that was a still. Is he standing?
No, that's his phone. He's using a phone cam, and it's vertical. His phone is vertical right now.
Is he standing though? Like he looks like he's standing.
No, he looks
like he's standing next to a fire.
He just has the posture of a god. The posture of a god, mate. He just
is he playing at a campfire?
Yeah. Is his monitor on fire right now? Is that?
Is he doing like the "this is fine" like the dog meme? It's just like playing Protoss in a burning building. It's just like this is fine.
It's beautiful. Have we casted Astrea in World Team League before?
Yeah, we have, and it didn't look like this. I would remember.
Yeah, maybe actually, you know what I know it is actually. It makes sense now. That fire, it's roasting a turkey. It's Thanksgiving. Yeah. It's Thanksgiving. He's probably at his meeting his family at the moment, so probably not at his home setup. That's why he had to resort to a phone cam instead of his webcam. So yeah, it's we're piecing it together.
Yeah, there we go. He is thankful that it's finally December.
Yeah.
He will be.
He'll be stuffing that turkey, mate. That's.
Oh my god. Yes, as we do see, Astrea going to be setting on up. Does scout that one gas opening here, and looks like XY is in fact going to be going for that very standard macro follow-up, and a little bit of a cheeky build here. Does go for the Marine into the Reaper, so he's got those big mindset tricks. And he does catch Astrea with the outer unit in position because of that.
Yeah, he catches Astrea with his pants down a little bit here, and a lot of probes are going to be going down at the same time. Oh my god, the SCVs are saved using the load-unload on the CC. Oh.
Man, he is wise. He's a wise man.
He is. He may have a delayed orbital, but you know what? He's going to have workers, and that is what matters. As maybe I speak too soon, One Marine is going to be going down here and, gets the SCV towards the end.
Yeah, just taking out that SCV. So Astrea taking out a lot of mining time, delaying that orbital as well. He does have a few probes damaged by the Reaper himself. Doesn't actually manage to get that Reaper either. And, looks like if XY can micro this perfectly, he will be able to take down the Adept, and does get the Adept there.
There we go. The Adept does go down in the end. So now we have reduced scouting information for Astrea back at home. He's going into Blink. He's going for his Robo. He's getting into his Gateway Explosion. But this was all scouted from XY.
Yeah, Astrea's actually going to be going for a 4-gate Blink here. Very interesting that he's the one that wants to choose to be aggressive here. And there might be something that he saw out of XY that triggered this. Maybe some late tanks or something like that. But I'm not sure that this opening's necessarily here. It looks like XY is playing very safe.
Yeah, I mean, we already have our tanks on the way. XY with his Reaper is going to scout and confirm the timing of that third base. Unfortunately, he does get into the main to get account of the gateways, so he's a little bit in the dark. But for the time being, he's got a bunker at his natural. He's got his tank at his natural. He's going to have a tank in the main. But the time to push comes as well. Like, he's not in a bad spot.
Yeah, he skipped out on the mine drop, so that means he gets much faster tanks here. And that does mean that he's going to be very safe against this. So it looks like Astrea possibly realizing that because no mine drop, no Hellion drop or anything like that has come across the map, that he does need to be a little bit less committed with his 4X. Meanwhile, 4XY, does he have a starport?
I do not believe he does.
Yeah, very interesting. So he's going to be going for a very delayed stim timing, I guess.
Hey,
this is an interesting build.
Where we're going, we don't need medevacs, okay? Let's go. It's Astrea with his 4-gate Blink Stalkers is getting ready to just pounce into the main base. We do have a tank in the main, but XY doesn't have vision of this. He doesn't know that this is coming his way, and here we go. We have the Blink all the way up.
Yeah, this really does abuse the size of this map as well. There's so much space in the main, and he will be able to just duck out of range of those tanks and start to pick away at these SCVs.
Yeah, and a lot of SCVs are going to be going down here. 11 workers doing a falling, and XY has to commit because his third orbital is under threat.
Yeah, orbital is under threat, and there's very good micro coming out from Astrea's tank. Maybe just a little bit too far forward here. Looks like XY has taken all those Marines from his main, but they will be going down, and Astrea has found a really good timing here.
Yeah, he really has. The tank in the main base is going to be going down. The orbital, the third CC at less than half HP more. Another round of Stalkers are being warped in. And behind this, Astrea has been macroing happily at home. He gets his own third up and running, and he snipes the third of XY.
Yeah, the orbital goes down, and XY was really relying on his economy coming out from this opening.
Oh my god, exactly. And where does XY go from here? He's just now starting his starport.
Yeah, this is a little bit of a disaster. He does have the stim. Fortunately, that wasn't sniped out by the Stalkers, so that stim finishing up should spell the end to this push, but Astrea, he's already transitioning. He's got that Templar Archives at home. He's finished charge, so he will be going into that charge lot Archon follow-up, and I don't think XY is going to be able to hold it.
I don't think so either. Like, his Marine count was reset, his tank count was basically reset as well because of the lack of starport. We don't really have a way to counterattack and go across the map either. Astrea is still in XY's main base, and I don't know if he realizes that. He does have 2 tanks, but he doesn't really have much to protect them.
Yeah, Blink's right on top. Nice little split of the Stalkers there. He's going to be splitting up the damage, but both tanks go down, and that means that these Stalkers are going to be somewhat uncontested here.
Yeah, the Marines were at the natural. They were not where they needed to be. They were not in the main base to protect said tanks, and now there's only 1 tank remaining. Soon, 0 tanks remaining.
Yeah, those Zealots get right on top of those tanks. They will be taking them out, and XY, he taps out Astrea with a quick win by the fireplace. Takes a sip of his mug of hot chocolate as he starts roasting some marshmallows, and will just be setting up his tent for the night.
Is that what you do in Thanksgiving?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I tried to ask someone today what Thanksgiving was, and they just said it doesn't really matter. And I was like, okay. Great answer, thanks.
Yeah, it's like what did Christopher Columbus found America was. What?
Not really.
No. What happened? What happened?
I don't know. Probably something terrible. Probably some kind of colonialism stuff.
Probably. It's meant that they like share their food, right, with the pilgrims, with the natives. Is that what happened, or is that not what happened?
It's probably not what happened.
It's right.
We can choose to believe that. Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Regardless, Astrea taking a solid win there, and yeah, I'm sure the smell of the turkey in the kitchen is just arousing him further. You know, it's getting him ready for game 2.
Yeah, he is just he's getting a little bit frustrated. He can smell that turkey. He really wants to go and eat it, but he just has to hold himself back for the moment. Has to get these wins first, and once he's gotten to the end of these wins, he can just let himself go get that turkey.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you know, sometimes things taste best when you're starving. You know, like you want to deprive yourself of something first for as long as you can, and then when you finally get it, it's the best turkey you've ever stuffed.
Sounds like you're talking from experience, lad.
I've never celebrated Thanksgiving. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Alright. Maybe next year. Oh boy. I didn't want to know that. As we do have XY picking out Stargazer.
I'm not American. What do you mean? I've never celebrated Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Just enjoy every day in November as it comes. As we do Stargazer is being picked out by XY. Maybe he's got the Dolan build in his back pocket.
Oh yeah, I wonder. Stargazers is an amazing map for, you know, potentially some cheese here. We did see some more standard play coming out from XY and Cosmic, and we talked about it before. You know, it's the team GP maneuver, the 1-2 punch. Where you got the standard game, and then you got the cheese clown fiesta.
Yeah, the 1-5 punch. It's a bit rough. As we do see, yeah, XY is gearing up to get that consolation map for his team, and Stargazers, as we do have him spawning up in the top left-hand corner for IG. We'll come back to that thought.
And in the top right-hand corner for Alpha X, we have Astrea.
I was going to say, Stargazers, it's a map where you can do a lot of cheeky stuff. We have seen people going for stuff like a one-gas opening, but walling off and then taking that back base. You can play a lot of kind of mind games with the fact that you have the back base there.
Yeah, exactly. That back base can really come into play. It really can just change the entire dynamic here of this game. Also, I don't know if you realized, I wonder if it was intentional or not, but for one split second, it looked like Astrea set a camera hotkey to the gold base. You saw it. Did you see that? There it is.
Foreshadowing. I saw it.
Yeah. Is that normal?
Just map hacking.
Like, yeah. He said that before he even said it to his natural. So I'm curious. I'm curious if that means anything, or if that's just something that he does with Stargazers.
I'm just kind of surprised you know what a camera hotkey is.
He's making a beeline for it, mate.
Yeah, he's absolutely going straight for that gold, and I think Astrea. We know he is a creative player, as he does just dip on past those beautiful sponsors, and yeah, he is the kind of player that will have builds specifically prepared for gold bases. Yeah. This is the kind of thing that he likes. It's the kind of thing he thinks about. It's the kind of thing that he really enjoys, is kind of crafting his own builds around something creative like a gold base.
Yeah, and you look, there's something that I can do, okay? I don't know what a camera location hotkey is, but I can look at the camera perspective of XY, and I was about to bring this up. He did actually rally his Reaper to the gold base first as well, and he is going to be able to scout, confirm, and deny this probe.
Wow. Yeah, he sees the probe waiting at the gold. He's going to be taking that on out, and that's a little bit disappointing for Astrea, unless it was all part of the plan.
It could have all been a part of the plan, because we do have that hidden Stargate to go straight into the main base of XY. I'm sure XY is feeling pretty good about himself, but will that smile remain on his face once the Oracle gets into his main?
Yeah, but meanwhile, we do see an
Oh my
armory
God.
going down for XY. So XY going to be going for some armory Widowmine drops.
Mate, the cloud view. I told you, it's the Team GP maneuver, puppy. It's it's
So
the
he's
1-5.
He's going to be showing this mine. The other thing that I noticed, XY, mate, he's got a hood.
Oh,
So you know how he's got 10 mindset. So because
Yeah.
he's got 10 mindset, he'll never put the hood up because he's never smudging.
never.
But he has it there because it's the temptation that makes him
Yeah.
strong.
Yeah, I told you, always edging.
If he was a weaker man,
Yeah,
he would just cut the hood off.
Yeah.
Because he knows he's never going to use it.
yeah, exactly. But
But
he
he just
has,
likes having it there to remind him.
yeah, he doesn't chop it off, mate. He just doesn't use it.
Yeah.
As the Reaper, so as the Oracle comes on in, there is nothing at home to defend the Marine. Is going to be able to ward this away, but a lot of SCVs are going down. But that may not matter because he's going for a Thor drop. He's going for the Thor.
No. Oh. Tree, don't wake up. Stay in bed. As we do see, this first mine drop going to be heading on out. So these will be cloaked mines. We don't see an Oracle yet for Astrea. Oh, he did make a second Oracle. Very nice. And he does have these Adepts in position. So these mines are not going to be able to get anything done.
Yeah, there's the revelation. Ooh, one Wood of my shot does go off. No splits there. So Astrea being a little bit lazy, a little bit lax with his control, with his response. In the end, he will shut this down, but some damage was done. And we have a
there we go.
follow-up.
He's going to be eating that second shot with the Phoenix, so that won't be going down as... Yeah, XY. Didn't hear the memo. Didn't hear that if you use it, he didn't hear the use it or lose it. He's going to be using this build as we just see this Thor. He is in the medevac. He is tucked in, ready for action, flying across the map here. Just see another Thor coming out behind this. We see a Viking on the way as well, so he's looking down to smash down this front door of Astrea.
Yeah, here we go. The boys are being pulled. They're here to repair, mass repair on this Thor. The last thing that you would expect to see. It is a massive unit. It cannot be picked up here by these Phoenixes. So much damage already going to be being done. But is it going to be enough? Because Astrea has a little bit of time here to warp in defensively.
Yeah, but there's no battery at the front here, so Astrea being a little bit cheeky there. Not looking to defend, and I think this is the last thing that was on his mind, to be honest, as we just see all this pylon. This is a crucial pylon that's in danger here.
Mate, I think that's the last gateway being depowered. I could be wrong. I think that maybe... Okay, there's another gateway towards the north. He can warp in another round of Stalkers or Adepts. Here we go. He's pulling the boys.
Yeah, the Adepts are here. There's no focus fire on the SCVs, so this Thor is going to stand strong. It looks like these Phoenix getting a lot of work done and going to be picking up all of those Marines, and that's... most of the anti-air gone, but Astrea has to evacuate this base, and this game is going to get very weird right now.
Oh, the second Thor is here, Puppy! And with the power of two Thors, it just may be too much. The Thor is here!
The brother Thors are here, and XY pops off. He has that little fist bump. He gets that win for the team, and it's not even a hoodie. Look, there's a little penguin on the front.
It's a penguin!
Suit.
It's a pig. He's got a penguin onesie.
That's so cute.
The 1-5, let's go.
Yeah, that just happened.
We were talking about it, really, mate. You were smudging. You were like, Shuyi, look away. Nah, mate, Shuyi, look, because clearly it works.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Oh boy. Well, there we go. I'm crying. I'm crying on the inside, but I'm happy for XY. I'm happy you got the win.
Beautiful, Papi, beautiful. As we are going to be going on a short break here. Again, a massive shout out. Massive shout out to XY and Invictus Gaming for putting a point on the board here in a very fabulous fashion. As that map was happening, I was getting massive Quanta flashbacks, and I want to see him again so badly. But yeah, XY, beautiful, mate, beautiful.
Yeah, Thor's in medevacs. Always a beautiful sight to behold, but we will be taking just a short break here as we wait for, being a little bit biased as a CranKy Duckling myself as well, the main event, I think. CranKy Ducklings here against Storm.
Yeah, this was the...
Look, I know exactly what you're doing. Let's get a break.
We'll see you guys in 4 minutes.